Greetings, my Dragonkin. This is Dragon Knight, Dragonborn, Dragon Sage, or just overall my Dragon Knights, Dragonborns, and Dragonkin. Hopefully, you had a really good holiday to spend some time with your family on this special day. And yes, as you probably end up seeing like right now, Dragon Knight, you are recording on Christmas Eve. Why are you doing this? Well, it's just something just to do on the side because, well, this is overall my hobby. And two, it's just, I don't really want to get into specifics of that, but let's just play. Some say I just rather just continue to do this. Anyways, if this video does get up there, at least sometime after, I do want to wish you all a very safe and very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Merry Yule to all. Because, well, I have a different faith, and Yule is just the best way of me saying it. But still, I wish you all have a very safe holiday. Alright, that being said, so yes, this is a new leak, a new Spyro the Dragon video game leak. What? And right now, I don't know if it's actually true or not, because most of the time it has been. And yes, this is from James Ritchiff. Sorry if I butchered that correctly, but of course he's been a joint game round and news editor since 2013, so on and so forth. In my opinion, this could be just a simple nothing burger.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Or it could be something actually good. And here is like his source from the Canadian guy. I have watched a little bit of his videos, and I know has been like on the news of the Canadian guy. So again, I'm not too sure.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
But it could be nothing. It could be actually leading to something. And of course, I'll probably pick up the video and leave that in the description below as well for y'all, just in case if you're ever interested. Alright, that's been said. Let's get right into it. Alright, yes, I've read the title of New Spyro the Dragon video game has been leaked.
And here we go.
So, here we go. Spyro the Dragon could be coming back if the new leaks from social media profile of a former game developer isn't any indication. Though Spyro the Dragon returned in late 2018, the launch of Spyro Reunited trilogy, the iconic dragon has not seen any new releases from Activision or Toys for Bob ever since then. And yes, this is actually true, and we didn't know what else Spyro was going to have for us since then. And yes, as far as I understand as well, Toys for Bob is a indie dev, because this last time I know, I'll probably end up like in my post editing or in my editing up here, I'll probably end up showing some screenshots or researches that I know I have. So there you go, because as far as I know, they've been really want to work on some more Spyro games, and now since they kind of moved away and except for going through Activision then Xbox, now from what I also understand, if Microsoft's saying, hey, here's another IP of Spyro or Crash or any of their IPs, they can just go straight to Xbox, since the last time I heard, they've been really have good connections with Microsoft. Almost said Xbox there. But yes, it's very interesting that Crash 4, the Insane trilogy happened, and it was like a retcon, but at the exact same time, I think it was a retcon if I remember correctly, since a lot of others beforehand was like, oh hey, this was like, because there were a lot of other Crash games before, at least Crash 4, It's About Time, excuse me. Of course, I keep thinking about that, but when the Insane trilogy came out, then that's when Toys for Bob was handled with Crash 4, which was still a good game, but damn, was it hard. I'll admit that. But still, if I remember correctly, they retconned it, but they were like going back to like how it was right after 3, which was the original Crash trilogy right there, because right after 3, spoilers here,
I don't like where this is going.
Cortex and I forget his name now were turned into babies, and Uka was just being in the metal ball being tug of war for after that. Then they decided to, I guess, somehow age back somehow, I guess off screen, I don't know. But then that's where they created more looking for masks now.
Come on, man.
So yeah, other than that, that's just basically it. And Spyro, he already got his own trilogy, Reunited trilogy. trilogy, and we still don't know if this is going to be like a thing that's going to go on like the Reunited trilogy and go from there, then maybe like retcon the rest of the other Spyro games, because Spyro has a lot of games off there, and if you kind of know the history of Spyro there, then yeah. However, we don't know. Like I said, this is probably a nothing burger because I don't believe in leaks. However, there may be at least some good news here, so we'll definitely see. But anyways, the first Spyro the Dragon game was originally launched on the PlayStation in September 1988. Two sequels, Ripto's Rage and Spyro the Year of the Dragon, were released respectively on 1999 and 2000. The Spyro games were developed by Insomniac Games, and yes, Insomniac Games was the original one with the Spyro games. So, and if I remember correctly, I think it was Naughty Dog with Crash, but before they decided just to drop it. But anyways, but yes, most people will know probably at least in games like the Spider-Man trilogy and maybe like the Ratchet and Clank Ripped Apart one. Now they just really moved on over to at least, to other games. However, way back then, at least 1999 and 1988, 98, and the early 2000s at most was at least Insomniac Games, and that's how I got into Insomniac Games. Yeah, and I feel really old right now. Though the other studios like Irocom and Crum, I know I probably butchered that one, studios worked on the franchise through the 2000s before Toys for Bob took over in 2018. Toys for Bob, three most recent games released were Spyro the Reunited Trilogy and Crash 4, It's About Time, and Crash Team Rumble. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about Crash Team Rumble, which was originally, because there was another Crash Party one, which is called Crash Bash, if I remember correctly. So, but yeah, I totally forgot about that, and I don't think anybody still plays it, unless it's just like diehard fans. That's fine, but for me, a majority of Spyro games has been released were 3D platforming titles that was Saw in particular Dragon Glide and charge his way through vigorous obstacles, or set enemies aflame with his fiery breath. Spyro is widely considered one of the most memorable PlayStation mascots alongside his characters like Crash Bandicoot. And yes, this is definitely true. Again, here it is. It says, is it confirmed? I don't know. I'll probably leave his video in the description below. But yes, as far as I'm aware of, Canadian guy, so you're from Canada, is that alright, butter? What? Alright, alright. I think that's enough. But yes, here's like the source. It says right here, former Toys for Bob Daffer's profile gives Spyro's fans hope. And I don't really believe it. Stop! But I'll definitely leave this video in the link description below as always, if you're ever interested, just as much as this article. Although rumors about a potential Spyro project, should be taken with a fine grain of salt, which I do agree with. A recently discovered LinkedIn profile could offer a glimmer of hope to fans, according to a December 23 YouTube video by content creator Canadian guy, the LinkedIn page for Donald Yatami. Probably butchered that last time. I'm so sorry about that, Donald. I do apologize for that. Who worked as a senior concept artist at Toys for Bob from 2022 to 2024. Listed Spyro and Call of Duty franchise as their main construct. Tribulations. There we go. I had to stop my brain there for a minute. During his time there, before arriving Toys for Bob, Donald. I'm just gonna say Donald. I know the last name is right here, but I know it's probably a lot of people say different ways to say it. I'm just going to say Donald, so I apologize. Working for Sony, subsidiary.
Oh God.
There we go. Blend who used for over a decade, serving as a principal concept artist and in as the director for the 2019 action title Days Gone. Some of Donald's listed specialties, on his profile include art direction for video game environment. Brain's not working with me as always because this is how my fucking brain goes. And character design, environments. There we go. If I said that correctly, because and all probably comments already roasting me. Dave has been laid off from Toys for Bob in the early 2024. It is worth nothing that while Toys for Bob came in independent studio in February 2024, and as I said earlier in this video, independent, and as far as I understand, it is like a indie dev. Now you could probably some say, oh, it's like a AA, but I don't know the proper way of a indie and AA gaming, so I'm just going to say, as far as I know of, it's an indie dev type studio. I think they will have like 50 people, depending on how much, and you will say for, okay, this is for a small dev and up to a AA dev, that's up to you. As from James Cliff said, yep, but what James says right here, this is actually definitely true, because they were just really tired and they want to do their own thing, but they still want to have more access to at least the Microsoft IPs, and that's why they were like, oh hey, luckily with some good at least intentions, they can just reach out to whoever is over at Microsoft, bypassing Activision, just go through Microsoft, and guess what, they can at least go, oh hey, Dave from CEO or XYZ for example, hey, can we have a Spyro, for that one for this upcoming game? And of course they probably say yes, but some requirements, some overlooks. But as far as I understand from Microsoft and Toys for Bob have really good, good business relationship, or at least in neutral games. So we'll definitely see. Donald's tenure began while the studio was still a subsidiary of Activision Blizzard. Additionally, Toys for Bob independence came months after Microsoft's conventional buyout of Activision Blizzard was finalized. That's fine, I'm not going to put Toys for Bob down. I actually have played Spyro. I even platinumed the trilogy myself, even though that was a headache to do on the PlayStation. But still, I love this game. I even have it on. I still have like the disc version of the PS4, and I have the Steam version because I definitely love Spyro. And of course, they're just showing off. I think this was just like from at least, it's just like, oh hey, from the United trilogy. So, but yeah, this has actually been a really good game for me. Just literally say it's a really good game. Something probably just a chill back between Spyro and Crash. Crash is more like a hard type, will make you literally drive you insane, while Spyro is more like that very chill, relaxed clapathon, which I have enjoyed. With an estimate of total of 68.7 billion spent during the acquirement. So yeah, that's what it says right here, but I think it's been a little bit more exact same thing, so I'll definitely give at least James the credit where it's due there. Despite becoming an independent studio after that, Toys for Bob later entered into agreement with Xbox Game Studios in May 2024 to develop a new game. However, Toys for Bob has remained silent on social media about their next project, and just let them cook, As much as I want to know, and like any devs, no matter big, small, even AAA or quadruple A, or whatever the case is, just let the devs cook. That's all. And probably just as much, like I do agree here, could this mean like what we're probably end up seeing from the trilogy? We don't know, because there has been other few games like James put in here, some other games of Spyro, so we don't quite know. So anyways, while it's spectacle, one possible window that could show off the next Spyro game is not that far off. An Xbox Developer Direct is planned to go live sometime in January 2026, according to Xbox Game Studio President Matt Booty. I don't know why I said it like that. Anyways, while the contents of the next Xbox Developer Direct are being largely kept under wraps by Microsoft, and that's actually true there, because again, just gotta let them cook. If it shows up, this is actually true, we'll definitely see. And if I'm wrong on saying, oh yeah, this could be possibly an actual leak and it's actually confirmed, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I'm right. So again, I'm not taking these leaks like with a grain of salt. I'm just taking them as a grain of salt. Like, I don't trust them with 100 billion people here. Matt Booty claimed that Xbox has new 2026 game information that could take more than one episode to cover entirely. The only confirming studio that would shown during the next Xbox broadcast is Playground Studios, the developers of Forza, I almost said Horizon. No, excuse me. The Forza Horizon and Fable series. However, no additional information about the Xbox plans was revealed. So, and here you go. And of course, this one's just saying about, at least right now, as far as I'm aware of, yeah, you can get on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Although I'm surprised not on Nintendo. I guess we'll definitely see where that will go. But yes, I have at least enjoyed at least for me, I have enjoyed at least the Reunited trilogy. There is just some nitpicks I do have with it. But other than that, it's just a really good bundle. Because I know they did that with Crash. You know, it's about in the Insane trilogy. Excuse me, I almost said it's about time. But no, the Insane trilogy, you know, I have 1, 2, and 3 bundled into one. And that way you can say it's a trilogy. Same with Spyro here. However, I know probably some will say, oh hey, where's my Spyro the United trilogy? One, it was on my PS5/4 because I was kind of playing on my PS5, but then I gave it to a friend. On top of that, I just was like, hey, you know, to my friend, here you go. And then I was like, damn, I forgot to at least, you know, things back up. But I'll probably still like pick it up at least sometime a little bit after, because I still have like a couple, like, because the last time I was when I was over at with Spyro, the first one, because I was playing the first one, and I was like, okay, if I can do 1, 2, and 3, I can probably break it up in series. However, since I already beaten all 3 and platinum all 3, I could possibly do at least Spyro 1 from the United trilogy. We'll definitely see. But for me in general, I don't know if I want to, because I'd rather have all my clips, but I may have to just like, at least probably most of all, just like have all, since I have all my clips, I may just put it that way and put it up there and have my own ideas about this and so on and so forth. But anyways, if you do pick up at least the United trilogy, I think you're gonna have a good time. Either you've been an old Spyro fan since when Spyro was first launched, or if you're a newcomer, right, since at least 2018. I think, in my personal opinion, that you're going to probably like Spyro the United trilogy. But that's just me, in my personal opinion. But anyways, my Dragon Knights, Dragon Wars, and Dragon Kin, this is Dragon Knight, Dragonborn, Dragon Sage. I think get the memo. And as always, if you like what you saw, don't forget to burn that like button, click the subscribe button to join the family. Dragon Knights, Dragon Wars, Dragon Kin, like, comment, share, and definitely ring that bell. Plus, push the hype button. A lot kudos go, at least a lot of kudos can go into algorithm, but we'll definitely see where that will go. I have noticed at least videos has been really popping off with, so I do appreciate it. However, this probably just be like, since it's on Christmas, I probably just want to take and relaxing and probably watching and wherever the case is. But still, I do appreciate for those who are just been here, just in general liking my content, either from shorts, game review, game news like I've been doing. I also my Let's Plays, plus my Twitch vlogs that I've been kind of doing as well. Either way, just in general, if you enjoy my content, I do appreciate that. So as always, farewell for now, my Dragon Knight, Dragon Wars, and Dragon Kin alike.